The day my husband left me, he looked me straight in the eyes and said something I will never forget. "I deserve a real family, Emma. A real family." As if the 10 years we spent together meant nothing. As if every doctor appointment, every fertility treatment, every sleepless night crying into my pillow had only been my burden to carry. He blamed me for our childlessness. Then he walked away. 3 months later, he married another woman. Everyone in our town took his side. Everyone except one person. And 5 years later, when I returned home holding the hands of twin boys, the entire town stood frozen in shock. Because nobody expected who their father was. Not even my ex-husband. My name is Emma Parker. For most of my life, I believed love was supposed to survive difficult seasons. That's what marriage meant. Or so I thought. When I married Daniel, we were young. We weren't rich. We weren't powerful. But we were happy. At least in the beginning. The first 2 years were wonderful. Then we decided to start a family. Month after month, nothing happened. Then years passed. Still nothing. The pressure started quietly. Questions from relatives. Friends announcing pregnancies. Baby showers. Birthday parties. Every event felt like a reminder of what I couldn't have. Eventually we began fertility testing. The results came back. Everything appeared normal. Doctors couldn't explain it. But Daniel needed someone to blame. And that someone became me. The kind husband I married slowly disappeared. In his place stood a man consumed by resentment. Every failed treatment became my fault. Every negative test became my responsibility. Every disappointment landed on my shoulders. One evening, after another unsuccessful appointment, Daniel slammed his car door. "This is never going to happen, is it?" I stayed quiet. "We've wasted years." The words felt like knives. "We don't know that," I whispered. He laughed bitterly. "No, Emma. You don't know that." That night, he slept in the guest room. The next week, he started staying late at work. The month after that, he stopped pretending. Her name was Vanessa. She was younger. Confident. Beautiful. And according to Daniel, she wanted children. Lots of them. I found out through social media. A photo. A dinner date. His hand resting comfortably on hers. When I confronted him, he didn't deny anything. Instead, he sighed. Almost relieved. "I didn't want you to find out like this." I stared at him. "Then how?" He looked away. "The truth is, I want more. More." Such a small word. Such devastating damage. A month later, he filed for divorce. 6 months later, he married Vanessa. And just like that, 10 years disappeared. The divorce broke me. Not because I lost Daniel. But because I lost the version of myself that believed love was enough. I sold the house. Packed my things. And moved to Seattle. I wanted a fresh start. A city where nobody knew my history. A city where nobody whispered behind my back. I found a small apartment and started over. New job. New routine. New life. Or at least I tried. The loneliness followed me everywhere. Then fate intervened. In the most unexpected way possible. It was a rainy Tuesday evening. I was leaving work when I noticed a man struggling beside his car. The hood was open. Rain poured down. And he looked completely frustrated. I almost kept walking. Almost. Instead, I offered him my umbrella. "You look like you need help." He smiled. The kind of smile that instantly puts you at ease. Or a miracle. I laughed. For the first time in months. That stranger's name was Ethan Brooks. Neither of us knew it then. But that simple conversation would change everything. Unlike Daniel, Ethan never tried to impress anyone. He listened more than he talked. He remembered small details. He showed up when he said he would. Most importantly, he never treated me like I was broken. Months passed. Friendship became companionship. Companionship became trust. Trust became something deeper. One night over dinner, I finally told him everything. The fertility treatments. The divorce. The humiliation. The blame. When I finished, I expected pity. Instead, Ethan looked genuinely confused. Why would anyone blame you? I shrugged. Because I couldn't give him children. Ethan leaned forward. Emma, children aren't something you give someone. His words stayed with me long after that night. Nearly a year later, Ethan proposed. Simple. Private. Perfect. I said yes. 3 months into our marriage, I started feeling tired. Nauseous. Exhausted. I assumed it was stress. Until Ethan came home holding a pregnancy test. You should probably take this. I laughed. Then I took it. Then I stared at it. Then I cried. Because it was positive. Positive. After all those years. After all those treatments. After all that heartbreak. I was pregnant. The doctor smiled as she reviewed the ultrasound. Then she looked up. Do twins run in your family? I blinked. What? She laughed. Congratulations. My heart stopped. You're having twins. I burst into tears. The ugly kind. The uncontrollable kind. Ethan grabbed my hand. And for the first time in my life, I felt completely safe. Not because I was pregnant. Because I was loved. 2 years later, an old friend called me. We hadn't spoken in years. Her voice sounded hesitant. Have you heard about Daniel? I hadn't. Apparently, Vanessa wasn't pregnant. Not after 1 year. Not after 2 years. Not after 3. They had undergone testing. The problem wasn't Vanessa. The problem was Daniel. I sat frozen. The irony felt almost unreal. The man who blamed me for a decade had been the reason all along. But the shock wasn't over. Soon after learning the truth, Vanessa left him. Exactly the way he had left me. Alone. Humiliated. Abandoned. 5 years after leaving town, I returned for a high school reunion. By then my twins were 4 years old. Noah and Liam. Smart. Funny. Energetic. They were my entire world. The reunion was held at a large community center. The moment we entered, conversation stopped. People stared. Whispered. Pointed. Then someone recognized me. Emma? I smiled. The room erupted. Questions came from every direction. Then I saw him. Daniel. Standing near the bar. Frozen. Completely frozen. His eyes moved from me. To the twins. Then back to me. I watched the realization hit him. Like a train. Later that evening, Daniel approached. Slowly. Almost nervously. I heard you moved away. I nodded. I did. His eyes drifted toward the boys. They're beautiful. Thank you. A painful silence followed. Then he asked the question. Are they yours? I nearly laughed. Last time I checked. He swallowed. Then quietly asked, "Who's their father?" The entire room seemed to hold its breath. Everyone wanted the answer. And that's when another voice interrupted. "That would be me." Daniel turned. And his face lost all color. Standing behind him was Ethan. Tall. Confident. Successful. A man who had spent years building one of Seattle's fastest-growing technology companies. By then, his company was worth hundreds of millions. Not because money mattered, but because it made the moment even sweeter. Daniel stared in disbelief. "You?" Ethan smiled politely. "Me." The twins ran toward him instantly. "Daddy!" The room exploded with whispers. I could practically hear jaws hitting the floor. But the most satisfying part wasn't Ethan's success. It wasn't the twins. It wasn't the shock. It was seeing Daniel finally understand. He hadn't lost me because I couldn't give him a family. He lost me because he failed to value the family he already had. As the evening ended, Daniel asked to speak privately. I agreed. Outside, under the stars, he looked defeated. Older. Tired. Regretful. I was wrong. I nodded. Yes. He laughed sadly. No argument? Not really. His eyes filled with tears. I spent years blaming you. I stayed silent. Then he whispered something that surprised me. I'm sorry. For a moment, I felt nothing. No anger. No revenge. No satisfaction. Just peace. Because I no longer needed his apology. I had already healed. Life has a strange way of revealing the truth. Sometimes immediately. Sometimes years later. My husband left me because he believed I could never give him children. The truth was that I was never the problem. And neither was my ability to become a mother. The real problem was a man who couldn't take responsibility for his own shortcomings. Today, I wake up beside a husband who loves me without conditions. A husband who never made me earn his respect. And every morning, I hear two little voices calling me Mom. The title I once believed I would never have. The title that means everything. As for Daniel, he taught me one valuable lesson. The people who walk away from your life don't always know what they're leaving behind. Sometimes they only realize it after it's too late.